quiet marsh where tall reeds sway gently under the golden morning sun, a pale blue egg rests in a fragile nest, holding the life of a young heron named Ardea, waiting for its first moment in the world. A tiny crack forms on the smooth shell, slowly widening as the life inside begins to push outward, breaking the stillness of the wetland. With effort and determination, a small wet beak pierces through, chipping away until Ardea finally breaks free, fragile, trembling, and breathing for the first time. Exhausted, the newborn lies among broken shell fragments as the towering parent steps forward, carefully clearing the sharp edges and lowering its body to provide warmth and protection. Hidden beneath protective feathers, Ardea rests safely, listening to the soft sounds of the marsh as its strength slowly begins to grow. Days pass and hunger drives the young bird to open its beak wide, receiving food from the parent as each small meal fuels its growth and survival. The weak hatchling transforms, growing larger, standing unsteadily on long legs, flapping small wings, and learning balance within the nest. Time flows forward as Ardea becomes covered in thick gray down, more alert and curious, observing the vast world beyond the reeds. But the marsh hides danger within its calm. From the shadows, a predatory snake approaches silently, its tongue flicking as it tracks the scent of the vulnerable young bird. The predator moves closer, eyes locked on the nest, until suddenly it lunges with deadly precision. In an instant, the parent spreads its wings wide, shielding Ardea completely while striking fiercely at the snake's head. The predator hisses and snaps, but the parent counters every movement with sharp, relentless blows that gradually force the attacker back. A final powerful strike drives the snake away, sending it retreating into the water as calm slowly returns to the nest. Ardea remains hidden, trembling but safe, as the parent reassures the young bird and restores a sense of security. Time accelerates, and the young heron grows stronger, standing taller, practicing movement, and preparing for life beyond the nest. A shadow suddenly sweeps across the nest as a hawk circles high above, its piercing cry echoing through the marsh. The parent reacts instantly, signaling danger, and Ardea crouches low, blending perfectly into the dry reeds with its camouflage feathers. The hawk scans the ground but fails to detect the hidden bird, eventually gliding away as the threat fades into the distance. Slowly, Ardea rises again, safe once more, continuing its journey toward independence. Seasons pass, and the once fragile chick becomes a fully grown heron, standing tall in shallow water within the vast wetland. Now begins the final transformation, the mastery of survival. Ardea stands perfectly still, like a statue, its sharp eyes locked onto the surface of the water, waiting with absolute patience. Minutes pass without movement as the world grows silent around the focused predator. Beneath the surface, a large eel glides unknowingly within range of the waiting hunter. Ardea steps forward slowly, creating no ripple, positioning itself with perfect precision. Its long neck coils tightly like a spring, storing energy for a single decisive strike. Then it attacks. With lightning speed, the beak pierces the water, erupting into a violent splash as Ardea clamps onto the eel. The prey thrashes wildly, wrapping around the heron's neck in a desperate attempt to escape. But the predator holds firm. Water explodes in every direction as the struggle intensifies. Yet Ardea maintains control, dragging the eel onto the muddy bank. With powerful shakes and precise movements, the eel weakens until the balance shifts completely in favor. At last, the prey is subdued, and with practiced precision, Ardea swallows it whole, completing a perfect hunt. As the sun sets, warm golden light spreads across the marsh, illuminating the now powerful and majestic heron. Ardea spreads its wings and flies gracefully across the wetland, returning to its original nest, no longer fragile but transformed into a master of survival. Standing tall, the heron surveys its territory, calm, dominant, and completely in control of its environment. The final light fades across the marsh, leaving the silhouette of a powerful bird that has risen from vulnerability to dominance. From a fragile egg hidden among reeds to an apex predator of the wetlands, the journey of Ardea is complete, and in the silent waters where patience defines life, its story continues.